Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the channel. So I'm just coming downstairs. So guys, just wanted to give you a little quick update. So I know our channel has been a lot of things, all things home related, but we are definitely changing the channel. So no longer will our channel consist of me sharing things in our home. We're going to mainly focus on the garden, because now that we have kind of like gotten it down and we kind of know what we're doing, this is our first year gardening year round. Excuse my little shirt, y'all. But anyway, this is our first year gardening year round. So it is now January the 1st, and we have kept our garden going from the spring right on through the summer, and so far through the fall. Everything's looking good. So I'm going to take you out there and show you what we got going on and how good everything is looking. But the channel will be changing, and it's going to be transitioning from a channel that I share my home with you and all of that. I kind of want my home to be a little bit more private now. And I want to focus on the yard and the garden, because that is something that we are going to really be getting into. So we'll probably be doing canning, because I love canning, and we'll be focusing on the garden moving forward. So that is going to be the bulk of our videos moving forward. I believe majority of our subscribers have come from the gardening channel anyway, the gardening video. So that's what we're going to focus on. So yeah, so let's go in the garden and see what my husband is out here doing. So this is a tray you made? No, baby, I think it's perfect. It's just going to hold our seeding trays in the greenhouse, right?
I was only trying to use 2 boards, but I had to end up using the third one.
That's fine.
It's not spaced right, but now I got where the closed cups won't fall.
Exactly.
Fall in and stuff.
Yeah, that is perfect. Baby, I like that. Why you don't like it? I like the board, if you do. Anyway, he did good, y'all. I don't know why he acting all modest. All right, guys, so I'm coming back outside. So my husband has gotten the stand almost completely finished. This is our seed starting tray stand to go in our greenhouse. And it's looking really good. So 4 feet high by 30 wide, right, baby? Yes, okay. And so that looks good. So now we want to go to the garden, and I'm going to show you in the garden where we are going to put this. Hold on. Okay, so on our way to the garden, guys, you can get a view of our little garden here. Golden beets, carrots. This is one collard green plant over here. I'm not sure what this is. We have our garlic, spinach, kale, more garlic. We pulled out the bok choy. These are our onions. Now, so we're at the greenhouse. So we're getting our stuff ready. It is January the 1st. So the shelf that my husband is making is going to go right on this back wall here. So it's just going to stand there. The greenhouse came with these areas here. These little shelves are not that sturdy, but they work okay. But the shelf will just allow us to have more space, because this greenhouse is going to not only be for vegetables, but it's also going to be the place where I germinate my seeds for my flowers as well, because I ordered a lot of flower seeds that I want to be using out here as well. Currently in the greenhouse, we have more onions out here. My husband has got started. I think some Brussels sprouts. We have some, I don't know what all that is. Onions over here. These are rutabagas. They're getting leggy. But yeah, so that is where that particular shelf that he's working on is going to go. While we're back here, this is more kale that we have here, sitting out here by the greenhouse. More collard greens. We have garlic in between. Now these greens are shading out the garlic for the sun. But when the sun comes up from this side, they do get some sun. So I need to come out tomorrow. I'll probably wait till tomorrow and come out and I'll crop all of these greens. And I'm going to cut them up and put them in the freezer. We're going to do the same with the kale. So that will probably give me something to do tomorrow. And then here are more garlic and beets here. Let me see if I can zoom in. I don't want to be too close. All right, so these are the garlic here. These are beets here. We have some lettuce out here. One, I don't know if that's a kale or a collard. Okay, and then over here, that was what's left of our bell pepper plant. Leftover bell pepper plant. So everything is pretty much died back. The summer stuff. Here is my spearmint plant. And if you see it, you see all these vines here? This is how my spearmint plant is growing. And we did not seed it, but as you can see, it has jumped here. And you see that? That vine is coming way over here. I thought that was coming up out the ground, but I think this is a vine, yeah, that has grown, but it's stuck down, so it's rooted in. So that spearmint plant has spread. In this pot here, this little raised bed is some lettuce, curled parsley, Greek oregano, and the Tuscan blue rosemary. That's what we have there. We have more collard greens over here. And in the mix here, we also have a beautiful lettuce back there. We have some more lettuce over here on this side as well. And so I'm setting some right here. Let's go on in the garden. So in the garden, we have cherry bell radishes. These are the early scarlet globe radishes, and they all did not germinate. Here's the China Rosa radishes, and they came in very sparsely. When you swing over here, these are the onions that we had put out. Don't know if you can see them that good. My husband had this whole bed loaded, but for some reason they all didn't make. But they are trying to stand up, so we just haven't pulled them out yet. This is the garlic here. We pulled out the lettuce. We had 3 days of hard frost, and it kind of messed up some of the lettuce, so we pulled it out. This is the carrots, and there is some beets there as well. This is where we threw all the bok choy that we pulled out. So I'm assuming my husband's just using this end of the bed for compost, I'm assuming. Here is more spinach, and this spinach is getting eaten up compared to the one on the wall over there. These are my strawberry plants, if you can see. Look at them. Now, the strawberry plants keep wanting to bloom, if you can see that. Now, I was told that you don't allow it, so I've been just breaking them off because it's not the time for them to bloom and try and make strawberries. So I've been just taking the blooms off. Have not let them bloom. Here, when you swing over here, is more kale, garlic, and this is my Swiss chard. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? What's not getting eaten up is really nice. Next to it is carrots, garlic, and more carrots. Here is a little bit of lettuce left. All of these are the red beets. Let me take my glasses off because they're sliding anyway. I'm about to lose them. Red beets here, golden beets here, and that is intertwined or intermingled with more garlic. The smell of the garlic is supposed to deter certain pests, so we'll see. Here is a bed of nothing but garlic. In this bed here, I'm not sure what this is my husband has planted, but he has something planted here. On the end here, we have the garlic here, but then on the end, there is some beets. We did pull up one, and they were really good. Here is some more kale plants. This Swiss chard is getting eaten up, but it's okay as long as that one over there is, edible. If I have to sacrifice these two, I will, just so, the ones over on the other bed don't get ate up. Here is our cabbage. And so the cabbage is trying to form little heads. So this is the Dutch cabbage. 1, 2, 3, 5 Dutch cabbage. There is more collard greens. Aren't they pretty? So I'm going to come out here and harvest the greens and go ahead and cut them up and bag them up. And these are the garlic. So yeah, I'm going to get in here and harvest all my greens, cut them all the way back. And then in this bed, this is our onion bed. So all of these are onions. These are all of our onions. So hopefully we'll have a good harvest of onions this year. And then this is my other spearmint. Isn't that pretty? Seemed like when the winter came, this thing has really just started putting out beautifully. So that's the gist of the garden. Today is a beautiful day. It is warm out here. It's about 67. It feels like it's about 70. So it's probably about 67 though. A little slight breeze coming through every now and again. While we're right here, let's walk over here because I always forget about this garden. But let's walk over here and I'll show you this garden. Now this is our experimental garden / overflow garden. Over here we have some more red beets. And then on the back wall are cabbages. And then these two mounds here are red potatoes. And then everything else is garlic. Everything else is garlic, and I think there's a few onions on there by the fence. But that is it. So my husband has the shelf ready, so we're gonna walk over here with him to see how this shelf fits. Stay tuned. Yeah, perfect. I like it. The newest addition to our garden.
Now that gave us
Extra room, a lot more room.
I don't know, 3 to a tray.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably what, 20 up there or more.
Could be.
100,
Yeah.
Another 200 something.
Yeah, because we don't know what the future holds, and we just want to be able to grow some food if we need to, you know. And inside, we've already started some more onions and stuff inside. Now, these are some that we started. Do you know which kind these are?
I don't know what these are. Remember, I separated these.
And then these are the other onions here. They're looking real good. Yeah. And then these are rutabagas, and this is...
Yeah, I got transplants.
What is this?
Those Brussels sprouts.
Let's say rutabaga.
This rutabaga. Oh, this Brussels sprouts. This rutabaga.
Okay.
I don't know what happened there, but...
They look okay, baby. Just trying to see what we can grow, because with this, again, we are new to gardening. You know, we've been trying, and every year we have gotten a lot better. And so this year was the first year that we actually grew all spring, all summer, and right on into the fall. And if you look, all this stuff is growing. We did really good this year. So we are learning. My husband is getting so good at what he does. All right, so I'm out here cropping my greens. So I've gotten this many so far. And so I still have the rest of these to crop. So I'm trying to leave about this much on it so some air can get around them. And then I have to go out there and crop those. And then I have some here that I'm gonna go ahead and crop. And then I'm gonna take these in, get another bowl, and come back and we're gonna crop the kale next. I've already cropped the spinach, so I'll show you that in a moment. Yeah, so I have already cropped all of my collards. So now they are more open and air can circulate around them. So now we need to go and do those collards there. And then I have these back here. We've cropped the spinach. So let me show you the spinach. This is one collard green plant. I went ahead and cropped this one as well. And these are the spinach. So I cropped all of the spinach. So now this is what we have. So we have a nice bowl full. And I do like spinach with my eggs and all of that. So these are going to go inside. And then when I'm done, I'm going to cut the water on the garden and let it water. So anyway, let's go ahead and get the rest of these collard greens done. And then I'll bring you all back. And then we're going to move into doing the kale because we have a lot out here to get done today. Okay, so stay tuned. So these are the collards. Now this, hold up. One of these I believe is a kale. I'm not sure. But I think one of these are a kale, but they all look the same to me. So we're going to treat them as collards. And then right here in the middle, we do have a beautiful lettuce over here. And by cropping them, it will open it up and let some air get to that lettuce. And we have a few more here. So anyway, stay tuned. So now I have made it to the outside garden. So now I'm going to go ahead and harvest these. Now we had 4 cabbages right here. But from what we can see, we don't have 4. So it looks like the cabbage might have died. This is the only one that we have left. So everything else is collard greens. So we're going to go ahead and harvest all of these. I'm just piling them right there until I get them all pulled off. And then I'll bring you back and we're going to start on the kale. Yeah, so we still have the kale here to get harvested. I've already taken off a lot of the greens. If you can see inside there, how airy that is, that's our green bed. So they can get a lot of air now. And so yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and harvest these greens here. Looks like I have 2 rows. So we're gonna go ahead and harvest these and then take these in, and then we'll work on the kale next, okay? So stay tuned. All right, so we have harvested all of the greens here. I'm gonna walk around. I'll show you. So now I'm getting ready to harvest the kale. I hope ain't nothing in my hair, no bug. But yeah, so these are all the greens here that we harvested on this side. I think I gave them a good enough cut. So now everything can get some air flowing up and through it, and help them to do better. So now, oh God, I got kale. I'm wondering, do I want to do kale today or tomorrow? Because I have a ton of kale to do. I have all of this kale. I have the kale inside the garden, out front, and then I have all of these, which I started these. So I may go ahead and finish the kale since I already started. That's a lot of kale to cut, but it is needed. So I harvest my kale just like I do my collard greens. I just cut all the way up to the stem. I'm just gonna lay it here. So this is the kale. So yeah, so we have, let me just go ahead and harvest it and be done with it since I have so much to harvest. All right, so let me finish this and then I'll bring you all back when I'm done. All right, guys, so I'm back. So we have cropped all of the kale. So this is 1 bundle of kale. I have another bundle there of kale. So as you can see, everything has been cropped. I just have it laying here. So I take it up and I'm gonna show you how open it is now. So everything can kind of like get some air running all up and through it. Same thing with the spinach. And let's come back here. I know you remember what this area looked like. So now we can kind of like see what we have. So that's kale, the garlic. I accidentally stepped on one. Hopefully it'll make it. And then these are the greens. I think I should have cut them a little bit heavier, but I think I'm gonna let it ride because I have so many greens. We had 4 cabbage here, but it looks like, I'm assuming they died because I only see 1 cabbage. Everything else looks to be collards to me. And then here on the end, there was 1 kale. I cropped that one. And then we're gonna walk around on this side. And so here we didn't do anything. I think I cropped this lettuce Saturday, I wanna say. And this is I gotta pick up these remnants, but these are I think this is a kale. I think I have 3 kales and maybe 2 greens, I don't know, but I put them all together. So we'll see when we cook them. Kale and collard greens may be in the same pot. But we got this all open up and airy. This is the lettuce that has been planted in between all of that. And I'm surprised it's doing that good because the kale and the greens up front get so big, it kind of shades it out, but it's doing good. And then when we go in here, I did crop Swiss chard that we had. So this is all I was able to salvage because a lot of it did have a ton of holes in it. And so now when we come in here, oh, I didn't get this, but okay. But anyway, this is what the Swiss chard is looking like. So I did cut it back, and all of the kale, that's a Swiss chard there too, but all of the kale has been cut so it can get some air, a lot of air circulation. And then if we come on this side, oh, I didn't get this kale here. So let's get this kale here because we need to go ahead and get all this kale cut back so it can do what it needs to do. So I just like to go in real deep on it because of course it's buried under all this straw. so I have to go kind of deep to get it. Have to be careful. I don't want to break it, but I do want to get it though. So here, this one here will not be, this of them here, we won't salvage that to eat. Little man, hush. My dog want to get free. All right, so we are doing this kale here. And the way I do the kale, I cut it just like I do the collard greens, right up to the stem. That's the way I do it. Not sure if that's right, but that's how I do it. All right, so there we have it. And I think some kale, some Swiss chard down here, but as you can see, this is the one that keeps getting ate up, but this kale looks really good. Cabbage behind me, my husband is still diligently working on that. Hopefully it'll grow in and surprise us. Now here is our other collards, and I cut these really heavy so now everything can breathe. So yeah, so now I gotta go in here and put up all this stuff. So let's go in here and then I'll show you everything side by side once I get inside. Stay tuned. So I'm in. So this is all of the spinach I harvested just a moment ago. This is what Swiss chard I had available outside. So I brought this in. These are all of our kale. Now this is a lot of kale. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut all this up and put it in the freezer. And here is our collards. So I got in the collard greens. We have so many greens out there. This is a ton. So I'm gonna go ahead. I pray I didn't get anything in my hair because I didn't tie my hair up. Oh, and with these locks I get worried. But these are the collard greens. So this is what we have. I am so excited. I'm so thankful that my husband and I are learning slowly but surely. We're able to get a harvest for our little freezer and trying to be self-sustaining. So these are the collards we've harvested. These are all of our kale. Put a light on. Yeah, that looks good. Swiss chard and spinach. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and try and get this stuff put away, and I'll bring you all back. The way I like to freeze them, I like to take my spinach and just lay them on a paper towel from here to here. And I try and shake out some of the excess water. And what this is going to do is I'm going to lay them here. And then we will fold this half of the paper towel over. I'll show you. And then I'm going to freeze them. And therefore, I think that will help them keep longer. And I do this even when I'm going to keep them in the refrigerator to eat. So I'm going to put most of these in the freezer, but I'm going to keep out some for breakfast. So this is what I'm going to keep out for breakfast. So now these here are rinsed and everything. So I'm just going to fold this over. And then I can't hold my other, I need two hands. So hold on, I'm going to show you what I do next. All right, so now that I have that like that, then I'm going to just take them and we're going to stick it right on in here in this bag. Hold on. And that's how I do them. So now I'm going to fold my bag down, start closing it, and then press out the air, and then close it on up. And then I have two bags that are now ready to go outside in the freezer. And then the one bag I'm going to keep in here, I'll probably just put it in paper towel and put it in a dish I have ready. And what I'll do is put these in the fridge. Now what I'm going to do, I have a little bit of Swiss chard that I'm going to go ahead and wash. And I'm going to put right in here with my spinach. I've never had spinach and Swiss chard together, but I think it shouldn't taste too bad together. So that's what I'm going to do.